It's heartbreaking to have a loved one who has a substance abuse disorder, and even worse, if they don't have the capacity to get help for themselves. I'm sponsoring SB 1578, otherwise known as Casey's Law, which would provide a means of intervening with someone who is unable to recognize his or her need for treatment due to their own impairment. It will allow parents, relatives, and friends to petition the court for treatment on behalf of a person who has a substance use disorder. I'm Senator Justine Wotsak, and today I am joined by Ivy, who knows that heartbreak firsthand. Ivy, can you share a little bit about your daughter who has been struggling with substance abuse? As a mom and someone with a background in social work that has told us what this struggle has been like.
As a mom, it's been a nightmare. We've been dealing with this for about 5 years. My daughter started, as most people do, gradually into the substance use disorder, and as time progressed, it got worse and worse. I have a master's degree in social work. I've been in social work for 40 years, so I understand the importance of individual rights versus mandatory treatment. But there comes a point where someone's life must be more important than someone's rights.
Do you feel that there was a moment or experience in her life that may have influenced her into using? And at what point did you decide that it was time to search for options for treatment? And what were those initial attempts like?
So I think the point where it got really bad was when she had gone to stay with her dad. He was going to school in another state, and she woke him up and found him dead. And she was living far out. There was nobody around. It took the police about 30 minutes to get there. They treated it as a homicide. And I think that really started the depression. And at that point, when she got back, she had really gone downhill, and I had to petition in the end of 2020. And she was admitted. They did an evaluation, and then they sent her to a hospital, and she was inpatient for about 37 days. And then when she got out, she really needed more time. So that was in 2021, and here we are in 2024. Same problem.
How much time does it take for somebody to act themselves following a substance abuse disorder?
I think it depends on the person, but someone that is in drug-induced psychosis, a minimum of 60 days. The treatment centers that have been effective, Dream Center, Teen Challenge, those are 6 months to a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And although she's been going to get treatment recently, what issues have you had trying to keep her from using again?
It's been a battle because she's not completely, she has the cravings. She had a phone, so she had contacts with certain people. So we had to eliminate some of those factors and help her heal her mind. When she was released, she wasn't ready to be released. So it's a revolving door.
Which is the case with many. And does she stay in your home under observation, or what type of resources do you have?
Well, the last time that she was inpatient, which was in January, they did court-ordered treatment, which is mandatory. So she has to go for once a month to make sure she's on her medication and sees the doctor. If they miss, then they can amend them, but then they have to find them. Since she's been out my home. We call it protective custody, but her mind is starting to heal. If we didn't do that, she would be back out.
And in your experience, how much time should somebody be in a secured facility after they've been fully diagnosed with a substance abuse disorder?
I would say at least 60 days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What would be preferable?
6 months.
I wanted to hear you say
yeah,
that.
6 months. And a lot of people are on Access, and they have 180 days a year. Well, they'll put them in for 2 weeks and then out. It's a Band-Aid. Rip the Band-Aid off, they're back in.
And that
it's-
is what I call the carousel of failure.
yes,
They
yes.
go in, it's not enough time, and then they're right back out again. And then they come back in, and then they're right back out again. It's a never-ending circle.
hmm
For you personally, how can Casey's Law help your family?
If Casey's Law would have been in place 2 years ago, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Maybe I would to advocate for other people with other issues, but if we could have actually taken a stand and gotten her the help she needed, it would have been a tremendous help. We've used all of our resources to help her, but we're not professionals in that area, so it would have been much better.
Well, I will certainly be working to get you this bill signed into law and for families like yours. Ivy, thank you so much for sharing about your family.
Thank you.
You're welcome.